Hello, my name is Ryan, and for my Colonial Regions project today, I will be doing Jamestown. Jamestown, the main thing is that they came to Virginia for economic reasons, but they did not pick a very good space to do their settlement. They picked a very swampy area and which had very dirty water. Since they had no place to go to the bathroom, the water got decontaminated and gross, and it started giving people death by diarrhea. And as you can see, we got a swamp right here. Big swamp. Okay, so if you turn around, so Jamestown, the main thing is that it was built for economic reasons, and so that the settlers would bring back goods from the American Indians. But what really ended up happening was the American Indians would have conflict, cooperation, and it sometimes resulted in fighting, which usually resulted in death, which usually most of the time resulted in people being so like they had, if you would walk into the Jamestown, I can't get in the door today, so if you were to walk into the Jamestown settlement, there would be little wood houses around, and then you would have a triangle fort like I've built. Once food ran out, that was my dog snorting. Once the food ran out, they had to start eating dogs, horses, shoes, cannibalism. There was one guy who was hanged because he was accused of killing his pregnant wife and planning to eat her. And then it also came to the point where people were digging up dead people, people who had recently died, just to eat them. The geography affected them because, as I said, the swampy areas, the water got decontaminated, which was from them going to the bathroom in it a lot. Finally, I got the door. From them going into the bathroom a lot, and usually there would be a fire in the middle of the settlement. But I tried that once and it lit the whole settlement on fire. So let's not try that again. The Virginia Company of London originally founded the Jamestown settlement. It was in the mid-Atlantic region. What else? Think. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, ways of getting food. They would trade with the Indians. Go hunting for a time, but then the Indians and them had gone through so many conflicts that that the Indians wouldn't let the Jamestown settlers through, and most of the Jamestown settlers were either gentlemen meaning like people who have people do work for them, or poor people who didn't know how to do anything. So the real hero, the most famous American Indian that helped the Jamestown settlement by supposedly saving John Smith's life was Pocahontas. So John Smith had been captured, and it appeared to be what they were going to do is take a club and bash his head in, but Pocahontas jumped in front of it and was like, no, no. Fun fact, she didn't actually end up marrying John Smith. She married John Rolfe 7 years later, 7 or 10 years later, I don't know. She married John Rolfe years later, who Pocahontas would later go to England and on her way back die of diseases. John Rolfe was really important because he found a crop that was easy to take care of. Well, not really easy to take care of. It needed indentured slaves, but that it would save the settlement. This crop being tobacco. And it's funny to think that Virginia was built on smoking. And the first actual settlement, some people think it's Jamestown. If you think it's Jamestown, you're wrong. The first actual permanent settlement was Roanoke Island, but it just seemed to disappear or something. And then that one, since it wasn't a permanent settlement, Jamestown was the first permanent. And John Smith was one of their best leaders they had because he had a policy: thou who shall not work, shallest not eat. So basically, if you wanted to eat, you had to work. And if you didn't eat, you would die of starvation, which was a real big thing in Jamestown. Yeah, I think that's about it to my presentation. Thank you.